Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a literal battleground of home engineering. We're going to uncover exactly how to protect your home's absolute most expensive appliance. We usually take our heating and cooling completely for granted, right up until it suddenly fails on the hottest or coldest day of the year. So we're going to break down exactly how this invisible war is fought, and more importantly, how you can actually win it.
Okay, let's dive right into this by asking a really crucial question. What does it actually take to destroy a heavy-duty home appliance? I mean, you might think it's just old age or, poor manufacturing. But the reality? There is an invisible, downright brutal war happening right outside and inside your house, literally every single day. To really get a grasp on this, we need to look at a worst-case scenario.
So, Section 1, the Climate Stress Test.
To understand this stress test, we're looking to the extreme microclimate of North Olmsted, Ohio. Out there, four specific environmental villains work together to literally tear mechanical systems apart. Think of them as the four horsemen of HVAC destruction. First up, you've got suffocating Lake Erie humidity, which forces air conditioners to work totally overtime, just pulling heavy moisture out of the air. Then, brutal sub-20-degree winter temperatures force your furnace to run almost continuously. Add to that the local clay soils that expand and contract, literally shifting your home's foundation and ductwork. And finally, road salt aerosol. It gets carried on the wind and just eats away at your outdoor units. Crazy, right?
Moving on to Section 2, Anatomy of a Breakdown. Now, as you'd imagine, these environmental factors lead to some pretty severe mechanical casualties. When temps plummet below 15 degrees, electronic ignition systems and pressure switches basically just fail under the immense strain. During the summer, that heavy lake humidity actually causes evaporator coils to freeze completely solid. No cold air for you. And that shifting clay soil we talked about, it pulls ductwork connections right apart, which means it spills your perfectly treated air into absolute nowhere. Top it all off with road salt causing pinhole leaks and corroding vital electrical connections way before their time. It's a total mess.
All right, Section 3, Rules for HVAC Survival.
Now, the data provides us with 3 totally unforgettable rules of thumb, so you can fight back. First up, we have the $5,000 threshold.
Second, the Rule of 3.
And finally, the Rule of 2. Let's break those down, starting with the $5,000 rule. This is a perfect mathematical boundary to stop you from throwing good money into a dying system. It is brilliantly simple. You just multiply the age of your unit by the estimated repair cost. So say you have a 12-year-old system facing a $500 repair. 12 times 500, that equals $6,000. Because that exceeds the $5,000 threshold, the data suggests replacement makes way more sense than fixing it. Why? Well, because more breakdowns are inevitably right around the corner.
Next up is the 3-minute rule. This is a vital habit to prevent your compressor from pushing against high pressure and failing under the strain. You see, when your AC turns off, the refrigerant pressure inside the system is still highly unbalanced. If you force it to restart immediately, which is called short cycling, the compressor has to fight against this immense built-up pressure. Waiting just 3 to 5 minutes allows that pressure to equalize naturally. Ignoring this rule, well, you dramatically shorten the life of your compressor and waste massive amounts of energy.
And then we have the 2-foot rule. This is your absolute baseline defense against snow, shrubs, and debris that choke your system and force it to work harder. The outdoor unit literally needs to breathe. If you let landscaping overgrow or allow snow to pile up against it during those brutal winters, you choke off the airflow. This forces the compressor to overheat, absolutely tanking its efficiency and ultimately killing the unit well before its expected 15 to 20-year lifespan. So keep a 2-foot perimeter perfectly clear, always.
Which brings us to Section 4, the cost of comfort. Okay, let's look at the financial stakes here. This really highlights why proactive maintenance is absolutely crucial. A minor capacitor repair, that's a quick, inexpensive fix for a part that frequently fails in extreme temperatures. But if you ignore the warning signs, like a strange humming sound or hard starts, that failing capacitor ends up damaging the compressor itself, and suddenly, boom, you're facing a full system replacement, costing anywhere between $5,000 and $12,000. A cheap fix literally prevents a massive financial emergency. Talk about a huge return on investment. Now, if you do cross that threshold and absolutely must replace the system, the required technical standards prove exactly why you need a certified professional. Proper installation isn't guesswork, it is an exact science. It requires a manual J calculation to measure exact heat loads, actually taking your insulation and windows into account. It requires a manual decalculation to ensure duct sizing perfectly matches airflow requirements. Without these, an oversized unit will just short cycle and fail to dehumidify your house, while an undersized unit will run continuously until it literally works itself to death. Add in strict EPA and National Fire Protection Association standards for handling refrigerants and natural gas, and, well, you quickly realize just how precise this engineering really must be.
Let's wrap things up with Section 5, Restoring Comfort.
So when the worst does happen and your system fails, what should a legitimate encounter with a pro actually look like? Well, it follows a strict 3-step roadmap. First, it starts with an honest dispatch, meaning a real person giving you an accurate arrival time, not leaving you waiting around all day. Step 2 is diagnosis and pricing. This is where proper testing equipment is used to find the real root issue, followed by an upfront flat-rate price. No hidden fees for nights or weekends, and absolutely no bait-and-switch tactics. And Step 3, which is crucial, repair and rigorous testing. The technician shouldn't just swap a part out and hit the road. They need to run the furnace through a full heating cycle or verify the AC reaches proper pressures. They have to ensure your home's climate is fully restored before they ever walk out your door.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to take a look at your own heating and cooling system and ask yourself something. Is your home's invisible mechanical shield truly ready for its next battle with the elements? Knowing your microclimate, the mathematical rules for survival, and exactly what to demand from a professional, that knowledge could be the difference between a simple, inexpensive tune-up and a $12,000 nightmare. Keep your perimeter clear, remember to wait those 3 minutes, and don't let the elements win. Thanks so much for joining me.